This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show. This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
As it's long, you won't find that salesy stuff here. You'll find networking mixed with beer. You can't stop in just to say hi. We'll kick you out if you're that guy. We are IT in the deep. Ooh, this is IT in the deep.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
This is Max Headroom, and what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
This is the IT in the D Show. This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Hey, this is John Schneider from Nip Tuck, Smallville, the haves and the have-nots. Oh, Dr. Quinn, Hot in Cleveland, Secret Lives of the American Teenager, and just about everything you can possibly imagine. And oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. You're listening to Bob and Dave. It's the IT in the D Show.
Just where do you guys think you are? The Library of Congress? Detroit? Beyond the sun?
Any of those right?
Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
I used to hang out at the Grubbable bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come! Shut up!
Dig you IT geeks. This is Dre DeMatteo from Sons of Anarchy. You are listening to IT in the D.
Bear me. So what happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bumhole?
Exactly.
Come on. Someone tries. To hell with this. I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the show.
Hi, this is Ralph Macchio, and you're listening to IT in the D Show. Wax on, you know what.
Why would, Buick put their cars next to, the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing. The alphabet. It's brilliant.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT in the D Show. No mercy.
I may have to wipe the beak off.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, John Kreese from the Karate Kid movie, and you're listening to IT in the D.
Yes, Sensei!
You're not very informative, but wow, are you entertaining.
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to IT in the D. All you nerds out there.
Nerds.
Nerds!
What is a nerd?
I'm a geek, not a nerd.
This is Scott Steiner, Big Pump Pump. IT in the D Show is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
You're in your underwear? I'm in my underwear. Hey, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact. I was banging on the wang. Skeptical, Dave is skeptical.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
It's just too big. It's way too big.
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
This is Robert Hayes, Ted Stryker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo bar, I'm listening to the IT and the D Show. It's worse than Detroit.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat steak.
Turn your microphone off. Just get out.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the IT and the D Show. Tough guy. Ho!
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed! Sir, had you better buckle up? Fuck all this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
Still boasting the longest introduction in podcast history. This is the IT and the D Show, episode 110. We are hanging out in the Detroit Sound Studios in beautiful Ferndale, Michigan. This is Bob, the sales guy, here with Dave, the geek, and Nuri, the FNG, is in the house 2 weeks in a row. Slow clap for Nuri. Find us online, itandthed.com. Give us a like on the Facebook /itandthed. And if you want to send us a tweet, do so at itandthed or use hashtag if you so prefer. Because we are itandthed and you just still aren't.
But keep trying, though. Keep trying.
We love you for it. But yeah, this is the post Pink Slip Party edition. And all I got to say is, wow, what an event. We packed the Majestic downtown.
Again.
With crappy traffic, crappy construction.
Woodward's still screwed up. Half of Woodward closed, half of the parking lots closed, half of everything closed, and we still have a crap ton of people that
Maybe
showed
two
up.
more Pink Slip parties and Woodward will be back open, I guess. I don't know.
It's for me, if it's a free event, there's like we boasted 1,200, 1,400 jobs are open.
Wow.
So what if you got to walk 2 blocks?
Heck yeah.
We're not
sorry.
charging you. Yeah,
the sausage pizza was delicious.
Yeah, the free beer wasn't cold enough. No, but here's the thing. There's
the free pizza wasn't hot and greasy enough. Sorry.
Everyone's hiring. It's a madhouse of open recs. Speaking of which, we have
and all across the board. I mean, that's the important thing. I mean, so we had everything from the entry level help desk folks there to the folks that were just trying to get into IT there to CIOs and CTOs looking for their next gig there. I mean, it was tight.
Yeah, I get a business card and I'm the CTO and I'm like, oh, hi, I should talk to you. Like, what help desk do you want to work at? Oh, wait, you're the CTO? Oh, never mind.
Let me buy you a beer, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, real quick, we do have a couple awesome guests. Segment 2, we're going to be with the president here of Grubbable, an awesome app for downtown Detroit restaurants. We got Mike here in the house. We also got Christy Rowe here, longtime friend of ours, who's recruiting for STG these days.
Friend, I guess.
Friend, yeah, fine. But we're going to do a little bit of a Pink Slip Party recap with her and find out what's going on in the IT job market. But yeah, Pink Slip Party, we probably had how many recruiters and hiring guys checking? About a little over 100?
A little over 100.
And then probably 600-700, at least, if not more. I mean, we blew through 50 pizzas like it was some food line.
It was ridiculous.
But with Sergeant Pepperoni's catered, it was honestly, and then by the way, hats off and kudos to DJ Nuri. You outdid yourself once again.
Thanks.
Played some, I would call it deep house. What do you want to call it?
Yeah, totally. Deep house, lounge, kind of, yeah. Groovy.
It was the perfect background music, and with the lights and everything, it was not your typical job fair, and everyone was kind of commenting on that. And then last but not least, we had Detroit Cryo come out. We call it IT coming to life, right? This guy, if you don't know him, he's on 10-foot stilts. He wears about 30,000 blue LED lights, and he shoots CO2 cartridges out of his arms.
So I didn't know this was going on until it happened, and then he's getting ready behind the curtains, and I'm like, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to walk out behind you, and it's going to be really awesome. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I turned around, and I'm good. Like, holy shit. It was like, mind blown. So
yeah,
awesome.
He was definitely a highlight.
Well, that's the funny part. I mean, even the people that have seen him before still get tweaked out when he comes walking out. I mean, that's the awesome part of it.
I'm trying to understand. He shot out cartridges, or
no. So he has like these CO2 guns that shoot like fog.
Steam.
Okay,
but it's cold. I mean, the last time I saw him, he knocked my phone out of my hand. It's got some propulsion to it. It's not just, and I mean, and they become ice cold. The more he uses it, like his arms turn into like popsicles, like literally because of the CO2 getting shot through.
I was hotter than hell on stage under the lights, and he walks up behind me and he's like, I was like,
But what a cool guy!
Yeah, do that more.
You're right. What a cool guy though. He's an electrician. Built this suit, and I'm amazed he's not like everywhere all the time, because he's honestly he's insanely easy to work with.
Talking to him, he was cool guy. Totally cool guy.
Oh, yeah, I mean, great guy.
If you've seen any of the pictures, I mean, if you go on, I don't know if we put any on Instagram, but if you go on the Facebook page, there's a ton, and our personal pages, it's like a photo drop with him in the background. It's like the coolest picture you'll take.
Oh, that
today.
became, dude, everyone's like Facebook profile photo, wall,
selfies.
Everything. Oh, it was ridiculous. So, hey, just to handle a little business, so before we forget, you can find us out at www.itandthed.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/itandthed, and we are on Twitter at itandthed.
Hashtag.
We already covered that, so I'm just kind of trying to make sure I have all our bases covered before we go. So, yeah. Business.
So yeah, this episode, if you've been living under a rock, you've seen a FanDuel commercial. This episode of IT is brought to you by FanDuel. Like I said, I've been doing fantasy football for 14 years in the same league. And if you had Tony Romo or Le'Veon Bell or anyone else that's out for the year, your team is garbage now.
Like me.
And you're done, right? You had Tony Romo.
My Yahoo Fantasy League, I had Tony Romo.
Good luck picking up Flacco.
He's now all gone now.
But FanDuel is fantasy football for people with ADD. It resets every week. You basically have a salary cap and you pick your players.
Well, and you won $2.
I won. No, I doubled my money, so I won $4. But I put two in. I was getting there. But they are they're the leader in 1 week fantasy football games. There's a ton of different games. I did the $2 game where half of the players double their money, the other half loses. Right? There was another game where the winner got $50,000. So they only pay out for the top. There's 30,000 people in it. I think that one I came in 29,552. I think that was
good effort, Bob. Good effort.
I know that was, but entry fees start at just $1. I've seen games up to 300. So whatever your propensity is. We started a league for IT and the D, and it got filled in 5 minutes.
We're doing another one. So we are going to start another one for this coming week. Tonight's obviously the last night of this league. We'll go ahead and get one up and running for tomorrow. It is pretty cool, and I mean the best part about this is we filled it up last week, so they brought it back again this week. So what you do is you go to FanDuel.com, you click on the mic in the upper right hand corner, use the code ITD. So it is code ITD and sign up. It's a special offer for new users. For every $1 you deposit, FanDuel is going to match it with up to $200. So that's the way that works. You put in $200, they give you $200. Boom, you have $400 to play with. Not a bad deal.
For the first 50 people.
For the first 50 people, you don't want to go $200. You want to put in $20. They'll match your $20. You got $40 to play with. It is what it is. So that's a bonus of up to $200 for the first 50 people that use the code ITD today.
3 letters.
It's not IT in the D, not IT in Detroit.
It's not a coupon code.
It's not a coupon code. It's not a coupon code. It's not a
Cupid code.
It is a code. It is ITD. So don't forget to use the code ITD. So it's FanDuel.com where every day is a new season. And I'm going to say this one more time because I say it every week and I think it's kind of like a little signature. I still believe that fantasy football is Dungeons & Dragons for guys that used to make fun of guys who played Dungeons & Dragons. But I'm still okay with it because I'm still having a good time because I don't have time for 16-week relationships with anything. So
and
this
I won
one week,
$4.
and you won $4, and I won our free league last week.
And I have a -5 charisma Tom Brady. I've been waiting to use that one for a week.
Right. So it is. It's FanDuel.com where every day is a new season. That's FanDuel, FanDuel.com. Sign up today. Mike in the upper right-hand corner. ITD. Off we go.
So let me ask you a question. What is going on with their internets?
Lots.
First, it was AWS.
Fall down, go boom.
All the internet fall down, go boom with it. And
so if you remember, the last time that happened was right before a conference happened out here, where the senior vice president of infrastructure and technology for Amazon, for AWS, was going to be there. And I got pulled aside before that session started and said, I got the "so help me God." If you ask him about the 3-day outage, we're going to be mad at you. And I'm like, well, but that's why I'm here. That's the whole reason why I came here.
Remember, the cloud is someone else's computer. And
exactly.
Someone else's computer can go down.
Sometimes they need to reboot. Yes, it is what it is.
There's no cloud.
Yeah, so AWS went down, and then today Skype fell down, went boom, took entire companies' interpersonal communication systems offline, knocked our dial-in offline for a little while.
Still off?
No, it's back up and running.
It's back up.
Dude, Theo, our 6 o'clock show, Forward Down the Field, God bless him. He didn't even get his show started before he had a line of calls waiting for him to take them.
So Skype is Microsoft. How do you lose an entire product like that? You have to lose more than one data center. You have to lose more than one router?
I don't understand why you kept talking after Skype is Microsoft.
Sorry.
if you know the question, or if you know the answer, why ask the question?
Damn it,
why WordPerfect not working? I don't know.
And yet another hack, Adult Friend Finder.
Oh, boy.
Got taken out. So now there's the Ashley Madison database out there. There's the Adult Friend Finder database out there.
There's going to be a big fight. It's like Democrats or Republicans. What are you? I'm Adult Friend Finder. I'm Ashley Madison.
Where'd you get hacked?
There's a website out there actually called, is it Am I Owned?
Yeah.
And basically you can put in your email address and it'll tell you every data breach that your email address is a part of. I have a growing list.
Uh-oh.
I have a growing list.
Yeah.
I don't like that much. Yeah, never mind. I won't divulge which ones I was on.
Well, they're all your. They should all be your throwaway email accounts, right, Bob?
Target, Home Depot, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You don't sign up for that crap with your real email. Your crappy Hotmail or Yahoo you've had since like '92,
or that you just signed up for right before joining that website.
Right.
That's
But here's the thing. This is the one that gets me. You know, talk about Skype, and we always joke, we're sorry the free service you use, has slightly inconvenienced you or has gone down.
Facebook has new layout. Rebel.
How dare you go down to the free service that I use? Our AVG. I've been loyal to them for a very, very long time. They always say every laptop you buy is preloaded with Kaspersky or whatever the hell. I'm like, I'm using AVG. It was always good to me until this week. Why? Because obviously they're not making enough money doing the freemium, so they're selling your browser history to the highest bidder. Yeah.
So for years, AVG was like the antivirus that people who built computers used, right?
Right.
It was
absolutely.
It was the best, and it was free and not evil. And today they went evil.
They went beyond evil.
Yeah, they went full. Yeah, they killed a whole lot of younglings. And
sacrificed a goat.
And then they went off and took over the galaxy. Yeah,
not
absolutely.
the younglings. Annie.
Annie, are you okay? Are you?
But now,
okay?
do I go buy my Kaspersky license now? Because I was using AVG for my personal firewall, antivirus, malware. I think for like 4 things because I liked them.
I think you should use maybe Microsoft Defender.
Sorry. And we just lost 100,000 listeners.
The makers of Skype.
We just lost all cred whatsoever.
Microsoft Defender, you dupa. Aren't you a Cisco engineer?
Well, no. So, it was Norton for the longest time, and then
Norton.
Norton.
That guy went crazy. I loved it.
Well, no, that was McAfee.
Oh, that was McAfee. Oh my god.
So the problem with Norton, it was such a friggin' resource hog. It would take out your machine all by itself. And then McAfee, and McAfee was smart. They've got you can have the multi-license packs and install it on different computers in your house, and you can make sure your kids' computers are safe and all that kind of fun. Have you
ever seen that video from John McAfee, How to Install McAfee?
Oh God, yes.
If you've never seen it, it's the best thing ever. You'll just. Basically, he's sitting there tearing his product to pieces and snorting blow. It's the best thing I've ever seen.
Yes. No. So he's on the run.
He supposedly killed somebody, right?
Yeah. So he's on the run. The guy that invented McAfee.
Yes.
So he recorded this video like he was in like Bolivia or somewhere in South America
he was
allegedly
accused of killing his neighbor.
Yeah.
Some crazy stuff like that. No, I'm serious.
Oh yeah.
The maker of an antivirus.
They didn't have any sugar.
And so he went on a bit of a bender down in South America or wherever he happens to be, and there was this great video, a couple of great videos surfaced of him. Doing him things.
Who owns it? Doesn't Intel own McAfee?
He sold it. He sold the.
Yeah, but doesn't Intel own it?
Yeah, they do now.
Oh yeah, because I just got a phone call from an Intel recruiter for the McAfee group.
Oh.
Glad I know now because now I'm like I was gonna say.
Can I hang out with John? If I can hang out with John, I'll at least take the interview.
Vacation with him in Bolivia. I'm down.
At least that's part of the corporate culture, maybe. No.
Kill your neighbor. Yeah. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I'm surprised you've never heard of that before.
I don't know. No one's talked about it. Yeah, you guys are the first. Breaking news here, IT and the D Show.
To you.
To me.
To the sales guy.
So here's another thing that affected me today between AVG. My damn, I thought I was all cool because I got a Volkswagen diesel. And Volkswagen wrote a software glitch to make them pass the emissions test in their cars. They lost 20% of their stock value today.
Biggest one-day drop.
$17 billion dollars. Not EU, dollars. Not Canadian either. U.S. And so now I'm driving around in this Volkswagen diesel. I thought I was so cool. And now I'm driving a cheating car. It's cheating on the environment.
Your car is a lying whore. Bob.
It is. It is, and I thought I trusted it. We had a good relationship. I mean, granted, I farted in the seats once in a while, but I mean, I thought that was a common thing once you're married. And we had a nice relationship.
Some Taco Bell wrappers, but nothing that bad.
Now she lied to me. No, because I never vomited in her. That's maybe why. Like I was figuring, what's the one thing? No, but now she lied to me. She's straight, and now the trust is gone. I used to like you. Now I'm going to divorce you. No, but what I mean, so what happens now? Have you been following this?
It's just been breaking. Apparently, I mean, it's just been breaking over the past day or two. Whereas, I mean, it's all about the emissions test and all that fun happy hoo-ha. And apparently, they're putting a lot more crap out into the air than they said they were.
I'm an idiot, though. How do you write software to make it cheat an emissions test?
Because
don't they plug in shit into the muffler and then
Well, basically, how rich you run, right?
Yeah.
What's the mixture of gas and how is it burning off? I'm no engineer. I'm just a country boy.
I'm just a thought out caveman lawyer.
But, if you make it run less rich, less gas, less combustion, you're putting out less emissions.
Or if you make the chips say that you're running less rich with less emissions, less time.
Don't they plug in the crap in the muffler when they check?
I'm sure they do with the prototype that they bring out to the facility that is actually made correctly. I'm sure they do.
So who's the first to sue?
Probably the U.S. government.
Berkeley, California, or
hippies.
I thought I was doing good for them, their environments. Apparently,
I know that's always your biggest concern.
Oh, it is. It is
the Cadillac,
the rainforest. Yeah, the Cadillac. I sparingly use the Cadillac.
It's only because it gets 8 miles to the gallon, or 8 gallons to the mile.
8 gallons backwards. That I watch the gas tank go down.
So speaking of faithfulness and the adult friend finder hack and the Ashley Madison hack and all this other stuff, there's a great story brewing that I think is phenomenal just because it was a Futurama episode. And there is a movement brewing to ban sex robots.
What?
I'm sure you're familiar with the real doll concept.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so now there are animatronics and robotics involved.
It's the next logical progression for geeks who make robotics, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And so for as low as, $69.95, that's $6,995. You can have you can have the basic unit, and then it costs $75,000. You can have one custom made that'll look like anybody you want it to look like. It'll talk like anybody you want it to talk like. They're amazing. And so you look at all the money and all the time and effort and energy that people are investing in cheating in their relationships. And at what point in time does somebody start sitting back and going, you know what? $7-8 grand? Not a bad bargain.
Cheaper than divorce.
Cheaper than divorce. I can keep it locked in the closet. Nobody cares.
Doesn't want a Prada purse.
Right. Doesn't need to be put up in a condo. Doesn't need...
Jesus. How far have we come as a people? Remember in the 80s, it was cool to have every spring break, and you got the blow up doll on the dance floor, and everybody goes, haha, it's cute. Then when Billy passes out, you put it next to him in bed, and you put some lipstick on on him.
Every bachelor party ever.
And Polaroids everywhere. Yeah.
Now it's got. I'm not gonna lie, it's gotten weird. Those dolls, creepy.
Dude, they're
Bruce Willis movie?
No, dude, not Bruce Willis.
No.
Blade Runner.
Oh yeah,
Chris,
that was the first
Daryl
one.
Hannah.
Yeah,
she was a basic pleasure model, an Nexus 1. I mean, we're not that far away from that. You watch some of these videos.
Ex Machina was creepy as hell.
That was
you watch some of these videos. We're not that far away from that, and it's and now they're starting.
What happens? You get the Google robot that was walking.
Exactly.
These things? Oh my god!
And then the Google brain, and then they have the entire internet. Although I'm not going to lie, if you're going to have a sex robot, you want it to have access to all the internet porn because you want it to learn things.
Not
I mean,
really.
if you're going to do it, do it right.
Stuff of every German website ever made.
Block consumption junction. Anything 2 something 1 something block.
2 *1 blocked. Yeah, it's my wild card search. No, but I mean I find it odd that they're now trying to introduce legislation to ban them because that was the Futurama episode where there was a high school health class film where it was the I dated a robot, and it was little Billy who had his sex robot that looked like Marilyn Monroe, and because of that he didn't try to he didn't get his paper route to try to get money to take little Mabel across the street out for dating and yada yada, and it destroyed society.
Didn't they say it was bad for? That's why they want to ban it. It's because it's a detriment to society. Have they looked around?
I mean, it's got to be. I mean, you talk about objectification. You can't get more.
You were buying an object.
You are buying.
Yeah, you can't be more objectification than it's an object. It's an actual literal object.
Well, dating's already been. It's ruined.
It's been tendered, and
there's no. Yeah, the traditional dating's dead. If you're going to get a guy that has anxiety,
but Bob, but there's good news on that front.
What?
And I love the app name, and I know you'll love the app name. It's Sizzler.
Ooh, is it
Did they steal my meetup?
Sizzler is the dating app for bacon lovers.
They stole my idea!
I thought it was a place for like people to go to buffet restaurants. Sorry.
No, I wanted meetup.
Well, that's with the E.
Well, that's Western
Without the
Sizzler,
E,
right?
It's the app.
I wanted meetup.com, MEAT. I thought that would have been brilliant.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just Sizzle. It's SIZZL.
Oh yeah, no E, no. Yeah, they can't. You can't
So
no
this is
vowels.
for people who like bacon, which is pretty much everyone except me.
Right.
Vegetarians.
That's right. The one dating site you wouldn't qualify for, Nuri.
I got banned. I got blocked and banned from a vegan Facebook page 2 days ago.
What?
I did. Someone posted on it, so I saw it on my Facebook feed. So I go to it and I go, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever read." They're like actively selling veganism, right? So I go, "How about you just not eat meat and shut your mouth?" Right? And then some woman it's a regular.
Yeah, how do you know when someone's vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you.
Yeah, just don't eat meat. It's okay by me. I don't care what you eat, but don't tell me. And then this woman lays into me. She just lays into me on how I'm evil and I killed animals and they have eyes. The thing that you're eating, and I go,
because the broccoli committed suicide.
Right. I thought
Carrots are bleeding.
Trees have feelings. Right. You just ate it. So
we didn't spend 10,000 years climbing and clawing our way to the top of the food chain to eat cauliflower. We didn't
eat cauliflower. No, but so my response
is how you properly eat tofu. Step 1, take it out of the package. Step 2, throw it in the trash. Step 3, grill steak.
Throw in the toilet.
Oh, right there with 3 down. I'm writing it down right now.
So she's destroying me about how evil I am. So I go, you know what? I was going to eat just something light tonight. I go, I'm going to get the biggest 48-ounce steak, rare, and have the blood dripping down, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to dedicate every bite to you.
And every single picture on Instagram that I post as the blood is dripping down my chin.
And I'm going to say, nom with every bite. And they banned and blocked me. I'm so angry.
And that's how Bob got banned.
I wasn't even mean. I just said I'm eating a steak. I hate you people. It's vegan publishers. If you're eating meat, you should go there and tell them. No, it's so stupid. You have a dissenting voice? I wasn't mean. I wasn't angry. I wasn't threatening anyone. I just told them I eat meat and told them not to tell people not to. Crying out loud. Speaking of which, Twitter's funnier by the day. The stupid crap that people do. Why do politicians...
Oh, God, Donald Trump.
Why do they still say we're going to have an open Twitter? And then
we're going to have an open Q&A. Have they learned nothing?
Right.
And how bad that goes.
you do it. So they had an Ask Trump.
That was the hashtag.
That was the hashtag.
Ripe for trolling.
No! Why would someone go Mr. Trump, what's your views on foreign policy?
How do you feel about the border fence?
No one's going to ask them legit. They've heard all this crap before. This is their chance to shine. What I know you didn't have it queued up, but what was some of the I know one of them was, how do you feel about this picture? And it was all the different variations of his hair.
And a piece of corn.
Right, and the orange troll head and all the, what were Dave, you got it fired up. What were some of the other
is it true that if you say Donald Trump 3 times in the bathroom mirror, the hair in the drain will rise up to shout racial slurs? Hashtag Ask Trump.
That's why you don't do this stuff.
I'm going to try that on our break.
If you say the Bible is your favorite book, do you have any other favorite books that you've never read? Hashtag Ask Trump. My personal favorite, why did you clothesline Vince McMahon? Hashtag Ask Trump.
He's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got Dear Donald, at what point in American history was America great for everyone? Hashtag Ask Trump. And then, of course, I love, dude, as a comic, this man is a genius. Patton Oswalt. I love everything about him.
Great.
Of course, the Ask Trump hashtag backfired. It was supposed to. Jesus H. Christ on a publicity stunt, guys. Hashtag Ask Trump.
Nice. So it gets worse. So Ask Trump, that's a simple hashtag, right? And there's this whole dissent in the U.S. with Planned Parenthood. Apparently, there's a group that wants to defund them, and there's a group that wants to support them. Obviously we don't talk politics here. I don't care what everybody wants, but they did the worst thing to be in favor of Planned Parenthood. They did. Oh, I'm coughing
because everybody has to have a hashtag.
Everyone has to have a hashtag. So So Planned Parenthood
and Stand with Planned Parenthood was too long.
Stand with Planned Parenthood.
That's too. It takes up too much room in the 140 characters so that you can't adequately express yourself.
They had to run hashtag Stand with Pee-Pee.
I was at a concert once, and I had like 7 beers. And I was sitting there.
There was a really long line,
and I
had to stand with Pee-Pee.
Opening day at the Tigers. It's like, yeah, I stood with Pee-Pee a long time. But it's like, then they make like, remember like the Straight Outta Compton where you could do your own.
Oh my God, which got old in like 18 hours.
Yeah, but then I saw it on my Facebook feed. There was someone, they put a little block around their head and they make, remember like the rainbow and all that. So like you can put it, change your profile picture. And it's like hashtag Stand with Pee-Pee. And all of a sudden her friends just bury her like, what? Like, and she's like, it's Planned Parenthood. Like, that doesn't compute. Like,
if you have to explain, it's not good.
Yeah, and nowhere
you'd been better off. You'd been better off going with SW Planned Parenthood.
Not even. If you walk to anyone and go, do you like pee-pee? They're not going to think, oh, yes, I love Planned Parenthood. Like,
I'm immediately going to the South Park episode. Hey, it's a pee-pee.
Either that or R. Kelly would be like, yes, I do.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe they're R. Kelly supporters.
That's what I wish Billy was here from Social Coop. I'm like, at what point does a social media person go like, no, no, pee-pee. Like, no. Like, just spell it out. It's okay. The 16 characters isn't going to kill people. So now like all these people have their Facebook page, Stand with Pee-Pee, and they're like, I do every day. Like,
I am right now, in fact.
So before we break,
Pee-Pee, we gotta go to break.
Before we break, I missed it with all the like we didn't talk about Secure World. We didn't talk about we had a lot of stuff going on last week. I missed the South Park premiere until the weekend when I finally sat down to watch it. Because we talked about South Park, the Stand with Pee-Pee. If you have not seen the South Park premiere episode for this year yet, mother of God, you have to go see it. It is everything we love and loathe about modern society right now. Have you seen it yet?
No, I gotta go pee-pee. Well, let's cut to a break. I talked about it.
Are you PC, bro?
No.
Are you PC?
I'm not.
2 weeks attention. 2 weeks.
All right, we'll go to a break.
We'll be back with Mike from Grubbable. This is the IT in the D show, and we'll be right back.
IT in the D. Read. Meet. Listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
Hey folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the IT in the D show. Tough guy. Ho!
IT in the D, Networking Detroit, one beer at a time. ITinthed.com.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D show.
Welcome back. This is segment 2, episode 110 of the IT in the D show. We're hanging out here in the Detroit Sound Studios in the beautiful Ferndale, Michigan, and we're proud to be part of the podcast Detroit Network. This is Bob, the sales guy, always here with Dave the Geek, Nuri, the FNG. I didn't know we had a... It was coming off break real quick. I got a mouthful of bar mix. Find us online, itinthed.com. Give us a like on Facebook /itinthed. Hashtag us on Twitter, itinthed. If you have the if you have the Googles or the Apples, we do have an app for Podcast Detroit. Finally, we got Apple.
Yeah, it is sexy as hell. Oh, it looks so good.
It works really well, and they're making the mods because, so here's the deal. As the studio continues to expand, we are adding a second studio. So the IT in the D stream that you might be listening to us on right now is going to get converted to a second Podcast Detroit stream. So everything will be there, and they're making the mods to the app to actually handle both streams within the same app. That's the scoop, and that's how we grow.
And hey, if you want to mark your calendars real quick, October 15th is a Thursday. We will be at the Firebird Tavern in Greektown in downtown Detroit. We're partnering up with Nuco, and we are going to be the official after party for the Nuco Detroit event. We're going to have them on probably right before, but this is going to be the October 15th.
Yeah, but they're coming on the 12th. They're going to be on.
Yep. So this will be the October 15th social. Should be we'll have the whole entire second floor of Firebird. What an awesome place. They have are they Euro pierogies? What's my favorite thing there to eat?
No, yeah, it was the Euro pierogies.
Oh my God, at Falling Down they have the
Reuben inside an egg roll. Yeah, these are Euro inside a pierogi. It's so good.
Oh, it is. It is.
And there's a private whiskey bar up there.
Hashtag this is why I'm fat. And the beer makes me hashtag stand with pee-pee. Sorry.
At least we're honest.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, this are we this segment of the IT and the D show, Mr. David?
It's actually brought to you by Uber. So we've got I've got it here somewhere. So it's you like making money, right? So here's a cool thing: we've got people that we know that do this that are Uber drivers, and so the deal is: so if you've got a car and you've got a license, you can put them both to work for you today, and you can start earning serious life-changing money. So you sign up to drive with Uber. We've got our buddy Mike McMahon. The dude was a professional wrestler for the longest time. He looks a little intimidating when he's inside the ring. He
did 62 runs in a week and made $750 cash.
He loves posting his screenshots.
Yeah, I mean that's good money, and let alone side money, right?
I talked to so many IT people who are actually like do IT during the day and then do Uber at night. Like my ride out to the Pink Slip party was actually a network administrator for one of the big car companies. And she's like, yeah, and I Uber at night to make extra money. My daughter's about to go to college, so I need some extra cash. I'm like, that's awesome.
And you didn't just say, well, come to the event, we can find you a better job?
I did, and she's like, how late does it go?
No, but the thing is, like, in this town especially, you get in a cab, they don't turn on the meter, they're rude. You get into an Uber, they have breath mints and phone chargers, and they're polite.
And water.
And a bottle of water, and they're like, wow, the experience, they really... I know people hate the term disruptor, but they've changed the whole business model.
And especially now that you've got federal judges that are telling taxi companies that are trying to sue them, no, compete or die.
Right. So here's the thing: you got downtime. Like I'm trying, I would try to get my dad to do it. He's retired.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, no, with your thumbs, you'd never be able to do the Google Maps and all that. I go, never mind. We got all the way down the road. He was going to do it. But I go, think about the side cash. It's amazing. I mean, literally, if you no experience, you don't need to have a degree. I mean, how cool is that? Seriously.
No, it's pretty solid. So, the shtick is, so you sign up to drive with Uber. It is visit drivewithuber.com. So it's drive with Uber. It's UBER.com. That's drivewithuber.com.
No coupon codes.
No coupon codes necessary. No /IT. None of that nonsense. It is just drivewithuber.com.
No hashtags?
None.
Oh. Drive with Uber.
No, they actually kept it pretty simple. Just drivewithuber.com.
Wow, like them.
And they're kind of taking us at face value that we're sending people there. Good for them.
Yeah, exactly. We only talk about them every week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've only had their GM on the show. We've only given them 4 new business models. We've only
I want them the Mad Max thing. They want them to bring
and they had the stormtroopers in New York, the stormtrooper Chargers in New York City, not here. They had the Mad Max cars in Chicago,
Seattle,
not here. Wherever, still not here.
Could have figured out a Terminator car here for Detroit, right? Some way, maybe.
Yeah, I get that. Dude, they had the Chrysler did the Tomahawk motorcycle that they used in the. Yeah.
For them not to do it on Woodward. Here's the problem with Woodward Dream Cruise. Do they charge by mile or time?
Both.
Because I went like 4 miles in like 3.5 hours on the Woodward Dream.
$100 an Uber.
Yeah, exactly. I had a $190 Uber ride. It was a lap.
That's your Unter model.
Right. But no, for as many classic cars, as many car shows are out there, those people should make some side cash. Anyway, cool. Drive with Uber. So, hey, we got an awesome... Yeah, I said Mike was going to be on from Grubbable. We're going to push him back to segment 3 because Christy here said, I want to go next. I'm just kidding. Well, we have Christy Rowe here. She's a longtime friend of ours. She is with Systems Technology Group, and she is a business
She's
development manager.
Sound like you were about to call her rhymes with witch.
No, business development manager.
Thanks, Bob.
She said she didn't want to be. No, don't you dare call me a recruiter. She said on the break.
Yeah, threatened. And Christy, we go way back. So Christy worked for another company once upon a time, and so we met because it involved training and all that fun stuff. And she made the mistake of reaching out to us and saying, "Hey, we've got all these grants in the state right now. Can you help me get the word out?" And so I shot an email blast out at about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. At 8:30 the next morning, she was blowing my phone up. So I finally answered, and she was like, "I don't know what you did, but make it stop."
So you're saying we even help recruiters get jobs?
Well, yeah.
That too.
Well, yeah. So
that too.
And then she was there and then she's gone off to do other things, and now she's with Systems Technologies Group, STG. So tell us a little bit about what STG is and does. I mean, you guys were one of the sponsors of our Pink Slip parties, so thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
I mean,
Thank you for having
it
us.
helps us do what we do. So what is it that you do?
Okay. Well, first, thank you very much for having us here tonight and for allowing us to sponsor the event. I've been to many PSPs, and that was a wonderful event. Came up with a lot of amazing talent that we're working with right now to help.
Well, and you made a few good connections while you were there, too.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
One or two,
yes. So System Technology Group, we've been around since 1985.
Right.
It's a family-owned business. We're actually an SCI CMMI Level 5, which is an IT outsourcing service. Specializing in helping Fortune 500 companies really with IT software systems, integration services.
Yeah, so you guys do like a lot of managed services, staff aug kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
So, like, who are you typically dealing with, like, from a client perspective? And then we'll get into who are you looking for from a recruiting perspective.
Okay, so from a client perspective, we're in a lot of different industries. Some of our clients are Ford, GM, Chrysler, Comerica,
really can't avoid
Blue
that
Cross,
these days. Yeah.
State of Michigan, DTE.
Okay.
All the big players in town, basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
So, you know, and
avoid of them.
Yeah, well, you can't get away from them.
Right.
But so, like, from a recruiting standpoint, I mean, obviously, you guys were there looking to hire people.
Right.
You know, what sorts of folks are you looking for right now?
Right now, biggest needs, IT project managers, programmers, solution architects, app architects, network administrators, infrastructure support, BAs, SQL servers. I mean,
so
the
across
list
the
goes
board.
on. We're literally across the board.
So, and I always feel like I have to ask when people talk about project managers. So, I mean, are these the, you know, your stereotypical business-driven PMP, I've got my PMBOK and yada, yada, yada PMs, or are they like folks that came up through a technical background and sort of got shoved into being project managers that may or may not have their PMP?
It is definitely interesting to say that. It's literally a 50-50 mix of both. We're seeing on both sides, depending on who the company is, what the rec states, we're seeing both.
Okay. So I guess when it comes to like STG, why would people want to talk to STG as opposed to, you know, any of the other companies that are out there?
Because Christy works
I was gonna
there.
say, other than, of course, that Christy's there.
Thanks. We take on a really different approach. We do the staff aug and the managed services. Most organizations do not do a combination of both. So that allows us to be more of a partner to any organization that we're dealing with. For us, we take a very personal approach to our clients. I want to meet with our clients, sit down with them, really get to know the business need of why they're looking for a staff aug or why they're looking for managed services, and understand the entire business as a whole, which will allow us to have a long-lasting relationship instead of just a transactional, you know, sale. I
novel
guess.
concept.
It's craziness.
So interesting about managed services.
Madness.
So are you doing managed services for, you know, we'll outsource your SQL databases and we'll run those, or we'll outsource your security and run that, or your telecom? What does really managed services entail for you guys?
It's a lot of different things. I mean, we do anything from collaboration services, cloud computing, big data, mobility. I mean, we're really across the board. We're global, so we can go where you go.
Nice. I don't think I've ever heard of a shop that does both. Usually it's one or the other, or that's incredible.
Cloud and big data in the same room.
Buzzword.
I know, right?
Just add a synergy and an enterprise
Robust.
in there.
Disaster recovery.
No, so
robust.
I mean, going to, you know, you spent, you know, the whole entire evening at the Pink Slip party. What's your you know, the question of the night is what's your gauge on the IT industry? Is, I mean, because we always see it as if there's really high level people unemployed, there's a bad thing. If there's a lot of newbies, it's a good thing. I mean, was there a good mix, or what's your gauge on the state of the industry?
Saw a really good mix. Right now, there's a lot of talent out there, not because they're unemployed, but because they're looking. And that's a wonderful change. Back in 2009, when we all got together the first time, for the first Pink Slip party, it was a lot
Everyone
of people
was
unemployed.
Yeah.
You know, companies were going under. Now it's really a candidate market. You know, if they're looking for something, you know, we're going to try and help you find it. And
so that means wages are going up. That means
absolutely.
better working conditions. Yeah.
Well, those are the two things that I always look at. Like when I'm trying to figure out, like, get my finger on, all right, what does the industry look like right now? I always look at time to hire and rates and salaries. As the time to hire goes up, the economy's starting to tank. When the time, so like, I mean, back, 3 years ago, people were taking 6 months and interviewing 200 people for a BA role.
That's nuts.
You know,
Right.
and you know, and they wanted somebody with like a systems architect background to take that BA role for $30,000 a year. And now you've got those time to hires. I mean, they get it. Like you've got maybe 2 weeks, and you might get 4 or 5. You may get 4 or 5 interviews in those 2 weeks.
True.
And if you're lucky, you'll get a second interview in there before that person's gone. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation today. I mean, and that's why it's such a different dynamic now.
Absolutely. You've really got to sell yourself. You've got to be dynamic, stand out if you're a candidate, because there's always going to be somebody out there that's trying to get that same position to better themselves to move up.
So you hit on a good word for me, stand out. What do people have to do these days to stand out? Just
wear our T-shirts to our events.
Or wear a bow tie, right?
Wear a
bow tie would work.
That's
it
been
would
my
stand
secret
out
for years.
Suspenders, Dracara cologne. I don't. No, seriously. No, because I'll be honest with you. I do a lot of community work. You know, I'm PTA. You know, board of directors on certain things. I do. You know, so I put that on the resume. I was president of the PTA for.
I would have never thought that.
We mocked him mercilessly.
Oh, I deserved it.
Wow.
But I mean, those are the things I do as far as in terms of community and doing like the IT and the D job fairs and stuff to make me stand out. What does an IT candidate have to do to stand out? Community? Does anyone even care, or is it a skill gap, or is it a skill thing?
It depends on what kind of community you're doing.
Right.
If you're doing a lot of volunteering, if you're helping out, you know, maybe kids in high schools with technology, things like that. If you're really giving back technology-wise, yes, that's going to look good.
We always say if you're unemployed, go find your nearest charity and say, "I will do web work for you." Like
exactly,
right now.
exactly. Put yourself to work.
Yeah.
The biggest thing.
Well, because I mean that's the biggest thing. They were like, I think I must have been hit with this question like 5. God, if I got hit with it 5 times, I got hit with it 20 times. The whole, all right, how do I deal with a gap in my resume? And you know, we've had this conversation before. I mean, I know we have, and that's what that exactly ties into. It's
exactly
okay if you truly have a gap in your resume. You're either not thinking or you're an idiot. Like, yeah, if you were sitting on your couch eating Cheetos and watching Jenny Jones for
Judge Judy,
sorry, for 6 months, that's not going to look good. But you know what? If you were rewiring your home network, if you were donating time at the school to help them with their stuff, or your local charity, that kind of stuff, and helping them get up and running with a website. By and large, most IT people that are worth having around have that drive to go find something to keep them busy. The downside, though, is that they're not used to talking about it, and so that's where really where the crux of the issue hits. Is it's okay to talk about that stuff you were doing in your downtime or on the side and all that kind of stuff, because that's what makes you look more valuable.
Exactly, and one of the biggest things that you can do if you do have a gap in your resume is do professional development, take some kind of training course, some kind of anything to better yourself in the field that you're in,
like say
seminars.
Code Academy.
There you go.
Anything. No, I remember when I was telling you, like the Coursera. University of Wisconsin has a certificate that I'm interested in, like, and I'm working. You know what I mean? Those are things you should always be.
I'm not going to lie. It still makes me laugh that you're going to become a certified sales guy.
They offer a certification for this?
Yeah, it's the first one
they
in the
do.
country.
Wow.
Sales certification.
It's all online, so like you have to upload your receipts from the strip clubs and a couple of photos.
Golf courses. Don't forget
golf courses. Here's me signing a tab. Here's...
So jealous.
Here's me trying to get over my head in technology terms and failing.
Jealous.
Well, going back to what you'd asked me before, what can you do to stand out? Now that everyone says I'm on the dark side, on the recruiting and staff aug side, because I hadn't been on this side before. Honestly, doing your resume correctly, making it formatted so that people can read it. If there's keywords on the job rec, it sounds like it's common sense, but please, dear God, bold them. Make it stand out.
Like bad resume?
Yes. But that way we can see, if I'm looking for a Java programmer, I need to know, and the rec has 10 things in it. Make sure that you have at least 8 of those highlighted in bold so that I can see that and I know that you're an instant match. A lot of people know the rule, if a recruiter spends more than 30 seconds to 45 seconds, maybe a minute on a resume.
If they even ever see it.
So if you are a good candidate, you want to portray yourself on paper that way as well so that you have an opportunity to get the interview in the first place to get the job, coming after that. So that's the biggest thing that I can say. Being on the dark side, that's what I look at all day is candidate resumes. So
when I first started in IT, I had many skills. I worked in a shop that I learned SQL Server, I learned email, I learned Active Directory, I learned telephone systems. I had 5 different copies of my resume that I circulated.
Yes.
So I basically, if you put one resume out there, and I know Microsoft Windows 95.
He can't hear it, but the Snapchat is playing right now on the screen.
It's basically
they're multiplying.
And you're losing control?
Yes, but the power you're supplying.
It's electrifying.
It is. That just happened. Holy shit. But it's know your audience. And, if you have, no cover letter or generic cover letter, or if you have a resume that lists everything you've ever done in IT ever, your recruiter's going to look at it and be like, yeah, I'm passing.
Right. It's true. And, you don't have to go to the 1-page, 2-page resume. I mean, all of us techie guys have a 3-page, 4-page business resume.
Yep.
And if you need to send that, that's okay. But get their attention.
That's always the difference between the, hey, you asked for my resume versus it's a blind submission and I have no idea who's going to see this on the other side of the pipe.
Or you list your first job as Walmart greeter 12 years ago, right? That's also something you don't want to put on your 4-page resume.
Pass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So an STG is a little bit different because we're not your typical recruiting shop. So we're not funneling in resumes and funneling out resumes. That's not how we work. We want a personal relationship with our candidates that we're dealing with too, to get to know them as people, what drives them, what they're looking for specifically, so we know when we have a match with a client as well. And we do the same thing on the client side back to the candidate. So we take that extra step that not a lot of companies do.
So what's your biggest, oh my God, I need one of these right now? Or what's your biggest top 5, you know what I mean? In terms of skill sets, is it the same .NET, app dev,
JavaScript?
Java?
Yeah.
Really, Java's a huge one right now. BAs are coming in literally daily. Multiple.
Wow.
Probably a lot of my architects right now, some network admins, and a lot of PMs. I mean, that's what we're seeing the most of right now.
We see waves of PMs. They 6 months are like, oh my God.
I know.
Then we don't see them for a year.
Because they're all on projects.
Right.
Right. It's so true. And it's not all about the certification. There's a lot of PMs running around, like you just said, without a PMP. If you've got
dynamite.
Exactly. I mean, try and pick it up. If not, make sure you have the experience to back you. And you should be fine.
That's a pretty hard certification. PMP ain't easy.
Yeah, but you can go CAPM. It's easier.
Boo. Nuri loses.
Wah, wah.
So do you guys, how do people find out what you guys are doing and where's job board at and all that? Where do they submit to if they're interested?
Okay. Our website is very simple. It's www.stgit.com. If you want to reach me directly, if you're a candidate looking, or if you're a company that we can potentially help find candidates for or manage services, you can reach me directly at 248-712-6712.
And I'm not going to lie, of all the years we've been doing IT in the D, at least since 2007, since we spun it up seriously, you're by far in at least the top 3 most active, responsive people that we've ever worked with.
I never heard, hey, I shot a note to Christy and she never got back to me.
Or that Christy really sucks, not once.
Thank you.
And you're one of 3 that probably fits that.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I mean,
but I'm very sincere about that. You're one of the best people that, at least in our network that we've ever worked with. And we appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. And hopefully you guys get some good results from the Pink Slip Party.
Oh, we had a great time, and we are looking forward to coming back again. And thank you for your kind words. I've enjoyed working with you both for a very long time now. You always have the right answers.
Anything we missed?
I don't think so. I think we are good.
All right.
We'll see you at a networking event near you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
After we'll be right back in a couple minutes. We're going to be with Mike with Grubbable. Finally, he's been patient. But this is the IT in the D show, and we will be right back.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
Hey guys, it's Ty Mogg, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon. You're listening to the IT and D show.
IT in the D. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time. ITinthed.com.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D show.
Welcome back. This is segment 3, episode 110. You're listening to the IT in the D show, often imitated, never duplicated. We are recording here live in the Detroit Sound Studios in beautiful Ferndale, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy, always here with Dave the Geek, Nuri the FNG. Find us online, IT
Back
in
from
the
his
D.
AST.
.com, and all our fun stuff is there. And if you have the Apples or the Androids, definitely download our app. It's an easier way to listen to us and find all our stuff.
True.
But hey, this segment, real quick, is brought to you by Braintree. You've heard us talking about it. Developers around the world have embraced their software development kit is the easiest way to add secure mobile payments to their apps and websites. No longer do you have to go to a external gateway.
Got to worry about payment gateways, and I got to have 9 different APIs and
accounts.
No matter what your payment type is, Braintree will accept it. Apple Pay, Android Pay, which is new this week, and it replaced Google Wallet. PayPal, Venmo, all your major credit cards, even Bitcoin. If something new pops up, they will support that too. It's the same payment solution used by Uber, Airbnb, GitHub, and Grubbable. So you know it scales. Integrating your app is as easy as inserting, 10 lines of code?
It's a drop-in form.
It is.
Yeah, but just don't take our word for it. Try out their sandbox. See it for yourself. BraintreePayments.com/IT. BraintreePayments.com. I'm hoping you know how to spell all that.
Well, it's Brain.
Tree.
BRAIN.
Brain.
Tree.
Tree.
Not 1, not 2, but tree.
Pay.
TREE.
Tree fitting?
Payments. You could need about tree fitty.
Pay.
Payment. PAY.
Ments. Not Mentos.
Not Mentos?
No.
Ments.
MENTS. /IT. But yeah, definitely. Speaking of using Braintree, we have Mike here, who's the president of Grubbable, a new app I was introduced to a couple months ago in town. But Mike, thank you for being patient with us. We appreciate it, and thanks for coming on board.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So Grubbable, easier probably to type in than it is to say, but I've been playing around with it. So I guess give us a high level overview of what's your intent of Grubbable, and what do you expect it to go?
Sure, yeah. Grubbable.
The easy questions.
The
real.
10-year business plan.
The overview, the intent. The basic rundown of it is that we're a phone app that connects you to restaurants that use local and natural ingredients. You know everything from seeing what farms and artisans restaurants get their food from, to also what ingredients that restaurant sources that is local and natural. So you get like this information database every time you sit down at one of our restaurant partners. And then beyond that, we're trying
Sounds incredibly time intensive.
There are people who are pretty into this stuff. Like if you sit down at Chili's, the farm says Cisco, the supplier says Cisco, right? And then not Bob Cisco.
Yeah, SYS,
not Bob Cisco.
Yeah, they're not also selling routers. No.
Yes, I mean you're not going to find Applebee's on your app.
No,
that's what you're saying.
No. But if you check out our interface, it's pretty streamlined. So there's an easy little list. Say if you go to Mudgee's, you open the page for Mudgee's and you see really quickly that a lot of their foods, a lot of their ingredients, their pork, their produce, all this stuff is local and natural. And then if you care to investigate, you can scroll down to the bottom and learn about the different farms, artists, and you can click on them and you can learn about the farms too.
Now, so do you have one of the first things that come to mind, because I know like Mark over at Falling Down is trying to do more and more with like our breweries in here. Is it just restaurants? Is it like what's...
Yeah, so we got restaurants, we have coffee shops, we have dessert places, any sort of food, brick and mortar place that you can go and eat food or drink coffee or something, and it's sourced locally or naturally. Obviously, the coffee is not local, but they have standards that you can read up on our website too. So our goal is we're a triple bottom line business. Our goal is to partner with other businesses that are about not only the profit, but also the community, the environment, and just being a good business with integrity in the city.
Do you see this really taking off in Detroit? I mean, I think of like all my friends that have grown up here in Detroit. It's kind of like, we're going to Macaroni Grill for dinner, y'all. I mean, is this something that you see like a San Francisco market or a Seattle market, or is there like demand here in Detroit for it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from the Bay Area in California. definitely they're different kind of demographics.
Oh, totally.
And so we're hopeful that, you know, in Detroit there's a growing food scene that is more and more enthusiastic, more and more interested about where the food's coming from. There's a huge push to support Michigan, actually more so than California, I would say, from my experiences there. Growing up there, you don't hear people saying support California, you know, buy California.
Right.
You know?
I mean, you have places like Gold Cash Gold and Selden Standard and things like this that are popping up that are like really into locally sourced Michigan products.
Absolutely.
I think of all the places I live, Michigan has been, especially in the beer scene.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Michigan is so proud of Michigan beers, and everywhere you go has like Michigan beers. So I
Right.
mean, why not the rest of Michigan, right? Why not our apples and our? I mean,
Well, I'm looking at Jolly Pumpkin right now. You know what I mean? If you're going to go down to get your Shinola
they
watch.
just
grab
opened that in Detroit now too, right? They always Ann Arbor, now they're Detroit. It's
So
awesome.
I mean, here's right off the bat, they're showing, you know, what's local and natural. It's like bakery, beef, brewery, chicken, dairy, pork, produce, tea, and the natural stuff is dairy, lamb, right? So they're right off the bat, they're telling you, you know, what's local, what's natural. And you know, when you check in, you know, it's not just some stupid thing like Foursquare. They're actually giving you 10% off coupons.
What?
So,
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, just for checking into some place that does stuff the right way, you're getting coupons. So I mean, that's the wow factor right there.
Right. We're really trying to incentivize people to support the local movement and to support restaurants that are trying to do food with integrity. And so it's kind of we're trying to position ourselves as an app that rewards people for making a good food choice, because at the end of the day, every time you spend money, you're supporting somebody.
You're voting with your dollar.
Exactly.
All day long.
Right. And so when you're eating at a restaurant, you can choose to support local businesses and restaurants that care about the community. You can also choose or unconsciously not choose, but end up supporting restaurants that are.
So how many people are you
not
listing
really
up?
doing
Because
that.
I just looked at like Griffin Claw, right? And it's not like Jolly Pumpkin where it just got website map. Are you just listing some sites that places that do it the right way? And
well, you actually clicked on one of the suppliers, and so they're listed as an artisan supplier of Jolly Pumpkin. So when you click on it, it shows you information about that particular artisan or farm or wholesaler.
I was actually looking at. I live in Rochester Hills, so I was looking at Bologna Cucina.
Okay.
Bologna via Cucina. I know. I call it, every time I drive by, I want to go to Bologna Cucina. Okay, so now I'm seeing because their local stuff is brewery, dairy, distilleries, chicken, produce, seafood, and then here's the farms and artisans, and you're listing bells and got it.
And to answer Dave's question earlier too, we actually do partner with some distilleries like our Detroit down in Corktown, southwestish area. They're micro vodka distillery, and we partner with other breweries in the area, Outwater.
So, and that was kind of my follow-up question to that. So, I mean, the client side seems pretty simple. Like, what's involved with a business, as Bob was just saying, so there are obviously different levels of engagement.
Right.
What's involved with a business getting engaged with Grubbable?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So our standards kind of revolve around main categories. And so there's restaurants and then there's specialty shops. A specialty shop would be like your ice cream or your sister pie, or our Detroit with vodka, or a coffee place. And they need to source their main ingredients locally or naturally, or locally and naturally, depending on what they're doing. So with coffee, obviously they're not growing it in Michigan.
Right.
But with pie, you can get flour locally. You can get, a lot of the fruit that you add in locally and naturally. With restaurants, though, we have 5 categories, the proteins and the produce, and we just make sure that all our restaurants source some locally, some naturally. Now, I think one of the reasons why an app like this doesn't really exist currently is because standards differ across the board like crazy.
Right.
And so if you go on if you Google it, and a lot of people say, oh, we do natural, or oh, we do local.
All natural.
I know. So all natural,
the biggest weasel phrase I've ever seen.
Right. And so we want to be conscious of like the greenwashing of, what it means for food to be naturally raised or grown. And same thing with local. There's all sorts of definitions. So on our website, we're really clear about what our standards are. But a restaurant needs to source one of their main categories locally and one of their main categories naturally. And so we want to support restaurants because a lot of restaurants have that conviction. They want to support local. They want to do natural stuff.
But it's so hard to go to the farmer's market on Thursday. No, I mean, are you hearing that? I mean, answer me this, because I mean, what's the difference between getting your stuff delivered and actually going out and having to source a local? How big of a, I guess, labor jump, or how big of a pain in the butt is it?
Yeah, I mean, we find that people that have that conviction are pursuing it, and so
they enjoy it probably too, right? I mean, it's a chef.
I would think so. Yeah, a lot of chefs they see their food as not just production, as art, you know. And so you go to some of these restaurants and you can tell the difference. Like, you know, my goodness, you eat at some of these restaurants and it's just like, I've never experienced food, you know, prepared that way. But to answer your question, Bob, there are wholesalers. If the restaurant just doesn't want to deal with the inconvenience or whatever you want to call it to go to a farmer's market, there are wholesalers that do things very well. Eat locally natural does everything local and natural, surprisingly.
Well, I think, you know, from my standpoint, you know, I think restaurants got lazy, right? There's top restaurants like in Royal Oak, for example, you wouldn't think, but their stuff comes out of a bag and it's microwave.
Freezer to fryer.
Yep.
Totally.
Yep. And there's some restaurants, that's the only food I trust, but we'll leave that for another day. But I mean, there's a step involved. There's, you know what I mean, finding out that you get, you know, because we go to Falling Down. He goes, "Oh my God, this is like the best bun ever." He goes, "Oh, I go to Eastern Market.
Ever.
You know, I go to Eastern Market to get these burger buns."
Oh, I thought you said the best bud ever, and I'm like, wait, this is the wrong kind of show for that.
No, right? You guys, either I'm mumbling or you guys aren't hearing me right. No, so those guys are taking the extra step, and again, I think it's a pride thing more so than anything else,
and a food quality. I mean, right? So if you get a bun from Cisco, it's the same restaurant bun that every restaurant that buys from Cisco serves, right? That's a distinguisher, in my opinion, in the marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's
which has its place and like that has its moments. Like there is some comfort knowing that I don't care where I go in the United States, I walk into Applebee's and it's going to be an Applebee's.
You walk into Applebee's
like you've never gone to it. You kiss
twice
in
my life.
Well, we're trying to. I mean, talking about consistency, we're trying to build a brand that tells a consumer consistently that they can expect good quality food. I mean, so. We've turned away restaurants who wanted to be on our app, ones that, you know, have a name in the area. But we want people to be able to look at our app, find a restaurant, and know they didn't meet our standards. And so what it comes down to, sometimes restaurants, we talk to them, we actually have them all fill out like a survey that they tell us all where they get all their ingredients from, which I'm sure isn't super common in the restaurant industry. But we really see these relationships as partners, and so if we're going to be partners, there needs to be some sort of transparency. And so they give us all that information, and we've turned down restaurants. And then there's also been restaurants who didn't initially meet our qualifications, but what we do, since we've been talking with restaurants for a while now, we have a big list, a big database of farms and artisans and wholesalers in the area that do things with great quality that are local. We give them that list. We say, hey, it looks like if you change these, you'll meet our qualifications. And, oh, look, now you're doing more local and natural, you know? And so we're not only just winning them over as a partner, but we're really trying to grow a movement and a mission for the community to support local and natural.
So how many restaurants are signed up now if you go on, if you look on your app?
Yeah, right now we have 81 currently live in the app. And we have a few more that are signed up, are in the pipeline.
All in Detroit, in the Detroit metro area?
All in the metro, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And most of them are, so when you get the app, right, most of them, when you check in, you're getting 10% off. Is there anything other than that, or is that really what you're going for?
Yeah, so the 10% is kind of a reward that we built in. So that's like the baseline promise that all the restaurants have given to. Anytime a Grubbable member goes in, they can always get an entree 10% off, or an entree for everyone they pay for 10% off. So if you're treating out a whole group of people, you go with Grubbable.
So there's a monthly cost to this, I'm seeing?
Yeah. So the first month is free. You get the full membership benefit, 10% off. You get all the data, all the information. After a month, it'll be asking you to pay $4 a month to continue, at least with the 10% off, the discounts. You still get access to all the information for free, and we're not going to automatically charge you. It'll push you into the free version until you decide if you want to pay.
But I mean, if you're eating out more than once a month,
right?
Actually, once a month, and your bill's $40, right? You're gonna
And so we actually, I mean, that's a great point. The way we structured the price was like the national average, according to Zagat, was that people eat out 4 to 7 times a week. If you count lunch, you count breakfast, you go out and grab some coffee.
Absolutely.
People, especially downtown areas, people eat out every day often. You know, and so we said we'll take 1/4 of that amount. with the lower restaurant, like more casual dining price points, and we'll set our price to that. So $4 amount. If you eat out once a week at a $10 amount, you'll be starting to save money at that point.
Restaurants been pretty favorable to it, or
yeah.
In terms of like, coupons, it's getting crazy, or
Well, I mean, part of it is kind of speaking to the level of restaurant that we wanted to partner with. The fact that we have a standard, the fact that we're not just chasing dollars.
Very much values based, it seems.
Exactly. There's a lot of principle that goes into it. Yeah. So a lot of our restaurants have actually never discounted their food at all in any sort of fashion. And so after talking with them and kind of seeing that our missions clicked, they were saying, we don't do this normally, but we will, discount our food for Grubbable members. And those are the only people that will discount our food for.
Right. I mean, 81 restaurants. I mean, were you guys selling your butts off? I mean, I remember I met Eric a couple months ago for breakfast. I mean, he's got his sales hat on tight. I mean, were you guys banging doors and telling the story? I mean, it's pretty remarkable you got that many restaurants signed up in that short of a time.
Yeah. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So everyone's a generalist on the team, so we've all done it all.
So I guess that's okay. So we've covered the basics. Like, what's on the horizon with Grubbable? Like, what's the next thing you guys really want to be getting into? And what haven't people, or like, what don't they know about Grubbable yet?
Yeah, I think just value being people knowing that it's not.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm that person, because I looked at it and I went, Yelp.
Sure. Yeah.
And just sitting here yakking with you, it's not.
Right,
so
right.
That's
the value piece, because most people, they think information, they think Google, right? They think savings, they think coupons and discounts. None of those cost money, right? And so with us, we're trying to show that actually, if you try to Google all the information we have, you won't be able to find it. You just can't.
Restaurants don't release like what their suppliers are, generally, right?
No, and
not
we've
unless
actually.
It's good.
I mean, there are restaurants we literally spent hours doing research on. They give us a wholesaler. We don't know what the wholesaler is about, so we call the wholesaler. We get permission to talk on behalf of the restaurant. They tell us farms, then we call those farms, and then we, now we're talking. We're chasing supply chains around. So we do the hard work to tell people that if and when you should care about the kind of food you're eating. We've done the hard work for you.
Yeah, Bob. If you care about the kind of food you're eating.
I usually just eat whatever I
We're going to Stop Spot for pizza later, right?
If I ever knew.
Yeah, Stop Spot on Grubbable? No, probably
if I ever knew where
There's
my
some
food
great
was
pizza
coming
places on Grubbable. You should, check it out.
That are local. See, I wouldn't sleep tonight if I knew where the places I was getting my food from, where it came
what
from.
their actual ingredients lists were? Yeah, probably.
That's true.
No, I mean that's really kind of cool. So I mean, okay, so like from a value perspective, we kind of covered the, there are discounts available. You've got 81 restaurants out there. I mean, so is it, of those 81, are they predominantly all downtown? Are you out in the burbs? Are you looking to get more out in the burbs? Like, so that's kind of where I was going with. All right, so what's on the horizon with Grubbable?
Sure.
And maybe even what cities are next, right?
I'm seeing Birmingham. I'm seeing Rochester Hills. I'm just doing a quick search.
Yeah. So, I mean, we definitely have our main starting point in Detroit. We have a little over 30 restaurants, I believe, in Detroit City. And then we've gone out. We have a dozen or so in Grosse Pointe. We're moving up, north with Berkeley, Ferndale, Birmingham. Royal Oak restaurants are slowly coming in. We have some out west, but we're really trying to strengthen the western suburbs and probably north of Birmingham, too.
Makes sense.
If we sponsor, will you add the Detroit Applebee's when that opens? We haven't talked about that in a while.
I'm not gonna lie, we can't. We're so excited that there's an Applebee's coming on 8 Mile. That we can't stand.
We may or may not own DetroitApplebee's.com
and the Twitter and we made, hypothetically speaking.
Isn't there an Applebee's on 8 Mile, like on the far eastern side, close to East Point Mall?
It was an old joke because like all the major news outlets picked it up.
It became a major press release that Applebee's was coming to 8 Mile.
So like, what other city in America would an Applebee's opening get on the news? And everybody's like, oh, they're having a parade. Applebee's is coming. So all of a sudden we started registering all the stuff
because we're idiots and that's what we do.
Making T-shirts.
hiring mariachi bands.
We want to get Mason to go Detroit Applebee's. Yeah, we're completely idiots. So hey, your iOS and Android.
That's right. Yep.
Grubbable 2 B's. ABLE.
Yep. It was actually 3 B's.
3 B's.
Or no, the second 2 B's together, 1 B on the after.
BB and then a B.
But yeah, it's we appreciate you coming and hanging out, Mike. Like I said, I met her a couple months ago. It sounds like obviously I eat out more than the average human being, and it shows. But it's nice to know that you're supporting local, and I'm more and more starting to get behind it.
No, I'm super excited.
Appreciate
Like
it.
my wife and I, those are our values. I mean, we go to the farmers market every weekend. A farmers market that only has things that people grow.
Yeah.
Not like when you go to Eastern Market and these people are like selling the same shit you get at Meijer. That's kind of our value. So I think this is like the perfect app for me. I'm going to totally download it when I leave.
So Grubbable.com, right?
Grubbable.com or in the App Store. That's right.
Cool. Mike, appreciate you hanging out.
Well, if there's anything we missed, we can catch them in the fourth segment because we still have time.
We're going to be back with the Royal Rumble segment of the IT and the D show, and we will be right back.
IT and the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT and the D show. No mercy.
IT in the D. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time. ITinthed.com.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT and the D show.
Welcome back. This is segment 4, the Royal Rumble of the IT in the D show. This is episode 110. We are hanging out in the Detroit Sound Studios in beautiful Ferndale, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy, always here with Dave the Geek. Nuri the FNG just brought me a fresh beer.
That's love right
from
there.
Falling Down. If you haven't been there, it's on 10 and a Quinder. It's a couple IT guys took a buyout, started a brewery. Their beer's awesome. Their food's even better.
I'm not going to lie. Ninja Chicken is my favorite beer in the entire world right now. So
it's pretty sweet.
It's the best.
And it is their flagship, which doesn't make it suck at all.
I think we're drinking Mother Cluster, which is a cream ale, which I never like saying because I think it's Stifler. But you can find us online
Stifler
at itandthed.com and hit us up on all of the Twitters and Facebooks and Googles and Androids and all that good stuff.
Are we on Ello? No.
No.
Does anyone use that anymore?
No. It's a Friendster. It came and went. Everyone said use Ello, and then it was bad. And then,
Yeah, I signed up because it was worse than Google Plus. And I just I tried. I wanted to like it.
Is it Google Plus?
Hello, I like the cute little name, but
it looked like the Reddit message forum. Which
Yes.
has no semblance, or you can't know who, what, where, when, how. And that was Ello. And yeah, I don't even know if it's in existence.
It's still there. I get a weekly email from them. I
get so many stupid weekly emails that I don't.
Here's what's new on Ello. Nothing.
I have Ello.com/Nuri though, which is pretty damn cool.
Right.
So, well. Damn.
Oh, so what have we not gotten into? So actually, I do want to follow up on a couple things about Grubbable. So we were yakking a little bit. One of the big questions that I'm sure people are going to want to know is, so for a restaurant that wants to get involved, what's the cost?
Nothing monetarily to us. The only thing we really ask them is that they continue to.
No, really, what's it cost them to get involved?
free dinner for you, like once a week, or what's the?
They got to put a sticker in the front door. They got to put a sticker in the front door.
People love us on Grubbable.
Yeah, love us on Grubbable.
People love us on Grubbable.
Right. So besides the sticker, which we actually do have, we just ask them to continue sourcing locally and naturally, and then that 10% they give to the customers, to our members, is sort of what we know they're already paying for stuff. And what we found is that restaurants that do local and natural have usually slimmer profit margins than others. So we're not trying to steal from them, and we're trying to really create like a business client or a relationship that's not like a suspicious business client relationship, but more of a partnership.
Well, and you did. I mean, you mentioned that it was, which I'm sure the phrase has been around. I just haven't heard it before. I mean, you mentioned that you were kind of going for a triple bottom line model, which is kind of
like
cool.
A triple Lindy.
Yes, Thornton, come quick, we need you.
Or a triple double.
I don't know. I'm sure that's a basketball term. I think. I hear shoes squeaking when I hear triple double. That so must be. So I mean, so you talked about like community. Like, so what does Grubbable do community wise?
Yeah, and so great. Glad you asked. So everyone starts off with a free month, and then when they choose to pay to become a member after their first free month, their first entire month that they pay gets donated to one of our nonprofit partners. So first month's free, second month goes to a nonprofit. And so if you're still not convinced after your first month, just donate a few dollars.
So what sort of nonprofits are you dealing with?
Yeah, so we got a bunch of food ones like Eastern Market, Detroit, Wow. Recovery Park. I'm sorry. We got Keep Growing Detroit, Detroit Riverfront Conservancy, a bunch of others too, Mac Development, CDC. So a lot of great nonprofits in the city that 100% of their second month, which is the first month they pay for, goes to one of those, and they get to choose where it goes.
Dude, that's super cool.
No doubt. So now, are you kind of going in reverse? You're dealing with now. You're building relationships with the wholesalers, the farms, and whatnot. Are you now taking that and giving them, hey, this restaurant? Are you pushing them the other way too? Other than what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. And that's funny you asked that. A lot of farmers and artisans, we've had conversations where they're like, well, we want to know what other restaurants want my product,
That's what I'm saying.
And so that's kind of like a side thing that kind of just happens right now. At this point, we haven't really built that into our infrastructure right now because we're just trying to really focus on especially on the restaurant to customer relationship first.
Brokering bacon. I mean, there's a natural fit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it.
As long as it's artisanal bacon.
Is there such a thing?
Or hipster bacon, totally.
I did get
hipster bacon.
I waved my beard over it twice. It's now artisanal.
As a thank you gift, I got enrolled in Bacon of the Month Club. Best thing, there's apple pie bacon. I have dreams about it to this day.
That's hilarious. My dog is actually named Bacon. I'm not lying.
And you're vegetarian?
I'm not.
No.
Not hanging along. Just trying. Come on.
So not to take a bad segue. Excuse me. Not to take a bad segue or anything. A couple weeks ago, we talked.
But you're about to.
Yeah, we talked about Berenstain Bears a couple weeks ago with this whole.
The mind blown, yeah.
The whole time space continuum thing, right? And so I saw a video that basically explained it, and then I got mind blown even worse, right? Everyone always says the whole Luke. They basically said it's just from a misconstrued memory.
Yeah,
they go. Remember, everyone always says, "Luke, I am your father," and he doesn't.
And
say
he never
it.
actually says that.
No, I am your father. One got dropped on me that I thought was said pretty much every episode of Star Trek and was not. Beam Me Up, Scotty was never uttered in a single Star Trek episode from the 60s. That's what I said.
Bullshit.
That's what I said.
No, it never happened.
Where did it come from then?
James Cagney never said Judy. It never happened.
How do we get shared hallucinations or shared incorrect memories?
Millions. That's the whole video. It was fascinating because they're millions of people think Darth Vader said, "Luke, I am your father," when in fact he didn't, right? And then the whole "Beam Me Up, Scotty" was never mentioned. And then that is the key phrase that everyone knows Star Trek as, was never said, right?
I'm gonna drop my mic and walk out.
It said, I'm looking at the exact phrase was never actually spoken in any Star Trek television episode or film. However, Shatner said he said a few similar phrases.
Wow.
Never. Seriously. It was, Kirk simply said, "Beam me up," or "Beam us up, Scotty," but he never said, "Beam me up, Scotty."
I think I should question my entire life right now.
That's what I'm saying. So there's this whole millions. They're how do millions of people think? They go, it's not because the time space continuum and the merged.
It's the urban legend of sci-fi. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's everybody believes it, but nobody actually really knows.
There's probably a hashtag somewhere.
Probably.
Next to stand with PP. Because Play It Again, Sam, for Casablanca. There's a whole list of these. Just the facts, ma'am, was never said from Joe Friday and Dragnet.
Yeah, no, that actually only got said by Aykroyd in the movie.
It's Elementary, My Dear Watson was never said by Sherlock Holmes. We don't need no. Wait, hold on. We don't need no stinking badges was never said.
No.
See, this is actually fueling the fact that there is a second dimension that we're all have merged from.
Wait, how does we don't need no stinking? I remember hearing that from in
Blazing Saddles, which was a mockery of something that never happened.
No, that was from UHF, not Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles was long before UHF, dude.
No, it was. They said it in there too. Oh yeah, Blazing Saddles. It's showing right here. That's insane. How do you all of these? I thought were normal said, and I'm seriously. First Berenstain Bears, not this whole just the facts, ma'am, was never said by Joe Friday and
Bernstein.
Didn't they say in the stupid one in the 80s, the stupid Dragnet movie?
That's what I said. Dan Aykroyd in the movie said it.
Yeah.
But never by the original in the TV series.
Got it. I wonder if that's why. It's Bernstein Bears. You go to
Bernstein
hell
all day long. Yes.
Yeah. I don't care if the books changed. They changed in the time space continuum.
So I'm still going to go ahead and pull this back to Grubbable. Help us get our focus back a little bit. So
we have no focus
other than like the apps. I mean, is it just a check-in and find discounts kind of thing? Like, can I leave reviews? Is there a talk component to it? Is there a social integration to it? What's there in Grubbable that people don't know about? I mean, like I said, I kind of blew it off because I thought it was just like a Yelp clone.
Right. Right now, we're currently working on sort of that social component of getting people engaged within the app. But there are things that are kind of hidden gems. And one thing right now is that restaurants can actually, even though they don't pay us, they can use us as a marketing arm. So they can actually reach out via push notification to people when they have a special or a higher discount that they want to push out.
Okay.
And the cool thing about that is, I mean, I'm sure you're all familiar with Facebook for businesses right now. Engagement is at an all-time low.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, if you want to get, I don't know, the numbers vary, but 6 to 12%, people that like your page get your info or your status updates. With Grubbable, I mean, it's a push notification. So right now, I think it's underutilized, but restaurants, everything they push out, all of our users are going to see. And
please don't do reviews. Can I ask you that much? Please.
We're trying to figure out if we do reviews, how to make it not into like a people flaming restaurants all the time thing.
Which is why I don't use Yelp pretty much anymore at all. I mean, Yelp in aggregate, there's a lot of stupid people in aggregate as well. But still, the sausage feature was terrible. Is like the least helpful feedback ever.
Worst meatball sandwich ever.
Well, no, but it's sort of like, okay, so, we didn't talk about this. Facebook is coming out with their dislike button. One of the things that I've always said about Yelp is, they always have, they have the 3 categories that you can flag a review as: useful, funny, or cool.
There's no stupid button.
Yeah, they don't
right?
have you're a retard that went to a sushi joint and asked for bacon and eggs. They don't have you're a moron who went to, a steak joint and asked for the veggie platter. There's none of that to counteract the idiots out there that are doing that kind of nonsense. Seriously, dude, if you want Grubbable to fly, you give me a you're a moron category, I'm all in.
Downvote on Reddit, right? I mean, Reddit's so successful because there's upvote and downvote.
Right. But even that's, the upvote, downvote, just like the dislike button, just like buying a personal breathalyzer, which seems like such a great idea at the time, because you're like, oh, it'll help keep me safe, and I will never drive drunk again. No, it becomes a game among your friends.
Gamification.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a real dislike button though. It's like
because it's not saying I don't dislike it. It's more like a aw.
Well, what happens?
Uncle Pete died.
Yeah,
and you don't have a button.
Like or dislike that?
Because I've always said,
button.
hey, my mom died of cancer last night, and there's always that one idiot friend that clicks like.
But I kind of wait to see what other people do. So if a lot of people like it, then maybe you're kind of supporting the cause,
Nah.
Increasing visibility so that more people can empathize.
No, especially during politics season, I want the dislike button. No. Instead of typing you're an idiot with your meme that you reposted and here's why, let's do some math, right?
Well, that's
I don't want to get into the
math
all the time.
You make someone viral and you're supporting them while you're trying to not support them.
They just want clicks. Yeah, they just want affirmation that their meme is being read. But you know who... I was going to say, do you want to get there's another thing I wanted to talk about that I think is insanely cool.
Is it Tesla?
Yeah.
Is it the home battery?
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. How'd you know I wanted to talk about that?
Because we've been accused before of sharing a brain. That's how that works.
So, let me riddle me this again.
How did Tesla ever lose to Edison in the first place?
That and no, there's a monopoly with where are you going to get your power from? Where are you going to get your gas from?
Dude, if I've said it once, I'm going to go on the record here with this. So help me God, DTE, stop using the money that I pay you to run commercials.
Where am I going to go?
On TV to tell me how great DTE is.
Or to send me freaking emails inviting me to the suite if I enter their contest.
I don't have an option.
Why are you sponsoring Pine Knob?
Right.
It doesn't make me buy more of their stuff.
Yeah, I'm not
some lights more.
I'm not buying more power. Because you're sponsoring Pine Knob.
Open the doors and turn on the AC. DTE sponsors the goddamn...
The Rick Springfield concert's on the night.
But so stupid. I know. Why do they have an ad department? Like,
yeah, exactly. Stop spending. It's like, okay. So, and we've kind of covered this a little bit on the music industry before. Like I've always said, like the last CD I think I truly bought was like the 8 Mile soundtrack. However long ago that was, because the music industry lied to me, dude. Like 30 years ago, when the CD came out, the music industry promised us that albums were going to be cheaper, that the music was going to last forever, and that the music was going to be cheaper. Those are both lies. We all know CDs degrade, and the average price of an album has just continued to go up and up and up and up and up over the course of the years. Why? Because they spend $5 kajillion billion trying to convince me that I like One Direction. I don't like One Direction. I'm not going to like One Direction. So how about you save that $5 kajillion billion and make my CDs cheaper, and I will stop downloading music off the internet.
He doesn't like One Direction, but he bought the Barbie Girl single. True story. And he still listens to it.
Is that the worst CD you've ever bought?
Dude,
No,
that's going to
not even close.
Dude, that's going to the breaks next week. Keep it up. What else you got? What else you want the breaks next week?
Complain about the intro. We just had 15 seconds.
That's right. Complain about my music taste. Next breaks.
The first CD I ever bought was the Whoomp There It Is 5 CD Maxi Remix single. Followed by Ace of Base. I'm going to admit that right now to everybody.
No, so how many people is Tesla going to piss Ace of Base?
Ace
I
of
don't
Base.
I don't even know
That just
you.
sunk in.
I don't even know you.
Took a second.
Do you see the sign?
I do.
So you're going to get a battery off the grid that powers your house. Like, give me like logistics. Like just like a refrigerator, and it like goes forever.
Well, so you have to understand,
powered
so
by methane. Like
the initial concept
not
of
pig
Tesla,
shit, energy.
No, so the initial concept of Tesla was basically electricity through the air.
Wait, so is he putting a UV lamp to a solar collector and it's perpetual energy?
No. There's a whole lot of math and science involved, and it actually. I mean,
it's not fun though.
No, math and science are never fun. Bob.
No,
not to sales guys,
and that is why we are failing as a country.
Yeah. Oh, dear Lord.
Anyway.
But no, so I mean, it's I kind of like it's an entire like off the grid, like, so like I never understood. So you get a whole house generator that runs off natural gas. Natural gas is cheaper than electricity. Why do you not just cut your circuit breaker? Like, why do you just not turn off your circuit board and
I don't
be done
know.
with it?
That's a great question. Find out how, and I'll do it tomorrow.
I mean, that seems like a viable alternative. I mean, natural gas is significantly cheaper than electricity in your house.
Got lots of natural gas at my house. I'm just saying.
Not the kind they can harness, Bob.
Doesn't work like that?
No.
Can't put in coffee jars.
But see, what's great, we've gone an hour and 45 minutes without making a fart joke until now.
Yeah, exactly.
This
Yeah,
is big news for us.
Honey, the lights are getting dim. Make a Taco Bell run.
Speaking of sending stuff up into space, Tesla wants to do. I was going for a worse segue of the night. Tesla wants to. This is actually my favorite story of the night. He wants to send up 4,000 satellites and blanket the planet in the internets.
Yes.
Everyone, everywhere gets them their internets.
Yeah, hasn't Google tried that? I think they called that project. What was it called?
They were doing it with drones.
They wanted hot air balloons or something.
Hot air. They tried hot air balloons, and they were also working with drones.
I think Facebook is actually trying to do something like that too now.
Part of me loves that idea. Part of me goes, uh-oh. The way Verizon and all the big companies are tracking you, and the way all the people are,
and now there's one global network.
And now there's one
that will know where you is
in the sky. Can we call it Skynet?
The Eye. Let's go Illuminati. Conspiracy theory. I mean, it's great and all, but it's one of the things where I always made fun of, like, 10 years ago when they started preaching Muni Wi-Fi,
right?
And I'm like, you're not in the park with your 30-pound laptop needing to do your emails. Right now, it's a little bit different because everybody's got a tablet and a. But again, you got 4G.
You just weren't forward thinking enough, Bob.
Everyone's got 4G soon to be 5G on their phones. No one's on their. Who and when would you need this?
Dude, I love it. It's like visiting a foreign country as an AST.
Dude, if I could hook into a single network without having to deal with like roaming charges and all that other BS that goes along with it, dude, totally. Dude, Windsor Comic Con, you paid what for like 6 hours of being over there?
$150.
There you go.
So
In just roaming charges.
$1 for every megabyte on data on Verizon, right?
I was 30 feet over the border in Canucks.
He could have thrown his phone into the river and it would have been cheaper.
I was getting notified, and here's the thing: I need to get a hold of people, and I'm looking at and I'm like, the roaming charges hit 50. Then I get a text that hit 100. I go, I'm not even using my phone. Like, it's one thing if I was burying, like, if I'm playing Clash of Clans, I wasn't doing anything because I needed to call this guy, so I didn't want to burn my battery. $150, 6 hours.
Dude.
Wow.
And then the phone finally died during Kevin Smith. It was 4 hours of talking about, I don't even know
Tusk. And podcasts.
Oh my God, Tusk. What a toilet. Did we talk about how bad that movie is?
We did.
It was worse than
we talked about before.
Yeah, it was way worse. It's sunk in now.
Now that you've actually seen it, it's worse.
I've seen it and it's sunk in. It's probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
So actually, you know what we didn't talk about? So let's go the opposite of that. So are there any new shows that like you're kind of dorked out about catching that are coming out this fall? Like we all know that there's no such thing as must-see TV or appointment television anymore, but there are a couple new series coming out this fall that I'm curious to give a shot to.
Well, you tell me, because I got nothing.
There's a Minority Report coming out, right?
That's on tonight.
New
In fact,
on Fox,
that was on an hour ago.
Looks good.
I'm curious. That's following Gotham, which is still continuing to get better.
Some naked tattoo chick I saw.
So, and that's the Blind Side or Blind Spot. That's coming out on NBC, I believe, tomorrow.
They're just driving on the highway and someone's in their back right of their bumper.
Yeah, and then there's
the whole show.
They're trying Heroes again.
Again?
Well, it's Heroes Reborn.
It's in a Greek restaurant,
and it's Heroes Reborn. But they're bringing in Chuck.
There goes my hero.
Nice.
Watch him as
they're bringing in Chuck. So Zach Levy, from Chuck.
Oh, I thought you said they're bringing back Chuck.
Yes, bring Chuck back.
Yeah,
please.
exactly. For the love of God, bring back Chuck.
It was like the best show on normal TV in like 10
Dude,
years.
I still so like, and just to segue for a sec off of that. So like NBC completely screwed themselves because for a while there they had the greatest lineup for couples ever. Like, so 8 o'clock was Heroes. My wife had no interest in Heroes whatsoever. No, actually, I take it back. Yeah, no, 8 was Heroes. Then 9 was Chuck. And my wife would like tolerate Chuck, and she would sit and watch Chuck with me because there was that whole Chuck and Sarah love story thing. Then at 10 o'clock they had Journeyman, which was the whole like time traveling, bouncing around through time, yada yada yada. Guy keeps coming back, butterfly effect, wacky mayhem ensues. But there was the overarching love story of like the husband and wife all throughout time, and like that had my wife all sucked in. So like they had the ultimate like geek trying to have a normal life with a wife night, and they killed it. And that's bad. Like, why would they do that? Like, so, like, dude, Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory was on Thursday nights, and I was happy. Now they've moved it to Mondays, and now I have to now it was on tonight, and I have to go home and figure out how to watch it.
There's also Limitless. The movie has been turned into a series.
Yes,
that was leaked actually yesterday, and I watched the episode, and it is freaking incredible. So incredibly well done. So if you. It actually shows on broadcast TV. I recommend you watch it. I have high hopes. Unless they turn it into a procedural, and then I'm going to light it on fire and throw it away.
Yeah, I mean, there are. I mean, like, so out of the, I think there was 60 new shows that were coming out in the month of September, or the months of September and October. I think I set up a season pass for maybe 4.
It makes me so happy that all this science fiction and all these really good science fiction books are being turned into movies and TV shows.
Yep.
So happy.
And it's just a matter of hoping that they do it right.
Right.
I just want Bar Rescue to come back.
They were just in Ann Arbor, Bob, and Dearborn.
They didn't do the Ritz?
No, they filmed 3 different bars in Dearborn.
What?
Dude, I was getting static. Dude, Amanda, that we know, was works at one of the bars that they did.
Oh. Why in Dearborn?
Because they falafel.
Ray Donovan's getting good. Oh, Ray Donovan, that's the best show on TV.
No, never seen it.
Oh my God.
Is that my homework for the week?
Y'all, yeah, you'll be.
Well, it's a Showtime show.
Okay.
Right. It's insanely good.
All right.
Very well written. Yeah, it's the few shows that I don't laugh at that I actually like to watch.
Okay.
Otherwise, I want to LOL.
OMG.
I want to OMG and I want to LOL. Are we done yet?
We are.
All right, this,
I just figured I would throw that in before the end of the show.
We haven't talked about movies or TV.
We don't talk pop. We don't talk that kind of stuff.
We should
nearly often enough.
Start.
So, the big news. Apparently, the seats or the theater tickets for the midnight showings of the new Star Wars movie in December. They go on sale in October.
Eat my ass!
This is like
really?
a freaking concert or something?
No
what
joke.
The hell?
No joke. They're going on sale in October.
I guess we're going to be in line.
Of course, we'll be there.
Thanks for making me angry at the end of the show.
Well, no, we have to find the theater that has the restaurant nearby that has the bar. That we can do the same thing we did last time, which is kids, the grown-ups have to go have more drinks.
No,
here's $20.
Imagine you could do assigned seating. There's no more of that crap.
Oh.
So then they have the bar inside. You get pizza and beer and yeah.
Oh, so we're taking a step up this year.
Yeah. Recliners. Yeah.
Can I get a steak delivered at my seat?
You can't, no.
Okay.
I can.
You can get one delivered for us. All right, so that is it. Just to cover the basics, so we are at facebook.com/ITinTheD. We are at www.itinthed.com. We are on Twitter at ITinTheD. Our next event is Thursday, October 15th. We will be down at Firebird Tavern hooking up with the Nuco folks. Should be a great time. Grubbable, where do we find you again before we get out of here?
Grubbable.com or at Grubbable.
Awesome. This was episode 110 of the IT and the D show.
We did 110 episodes of this show.
It's pretty impressive.
We have.
It's insane.
Nothing's going to ever take us
And
down.
people still
We're
listen.
the best.
I know.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Who are you people?
We're still getting tweets and texts and Facebook messages about, haha, you screwed up with, yeah, so yeah. People listen and they like to mock us. I think that's why people listen now. It's just for us to screw up. No, not you, actually, me for once.
Oh, I haven't screwed up in a while. There used to be a drinking game of me screwing up.
There was the Bob drinking game with our show. Yeah. So okay.
I polished my shoes.
So Bob, do your outro. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, drink your drinks, get your phone numbers. You don't gotta go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. See you next week for episode 111. Drive careful. Beat it.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of your women.
Long live Flash. You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy.
Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth. Ruth.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
Joe on the trees.
Fear me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy!
Why would Buick put their cars next to the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing. The alphabet. It's brilliant. Yeah, I can't take that position. That analogy sucks because it's right. Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up. Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just doing stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Yeah. Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
Show now.
I love this city.
I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about the tag team? Should I keep going or should I stop?
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.
This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information. This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.